everyone. Today I am with Saras and we are going to talk about how to build the strength in the pelvic floor muscles. So mainly for urinary incontinence. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I usually go wrong in the pronunciation. So mostly it's seen in women more than in men, and it could be age related, it could be weight related, it could be related to other issues that we have in the body, lifestyle, anxiety, stress. So there are many reasons why the incontinence can happen in a woman or a man as the age progresses. Okay. So Saras here is 59 years old and she has practiced yoga on and off in between but never been consistent with that. But for the past few days she has made, probably last 2 weeks, she has made certain changes in her diet, the way she is living her life as well. We'll talk about that once we finish the practices. That will help us strengthen the pelvic floor muscles. So this can be used as a video for elders, not necessarily just who have this problem, but in general for women, these practices, these yogasanas that we are going to show with the help of Saras, can be practiced every day and all of them will be accessible. If you can't sit down also, I will give you modifications. I have a chair around me where I will show whatever she is doing lying down or sitting down, and be done sitting on a chair. Okay. So we'll start standing to start with. We will keep the feet separated, hip width apart. Okay, so your hip width apart. Okay, hands on hip. Point the toes in slightly. You know, drawing the belly in, slightly drawing the belly in, lengthen spine, a straight spine. Okay, so imagine that the tailbone is reaching down. Now relax your shoulders, keep the chest lifted. Now slowly stretch both your arms up, interlace fingers, stretch it out nicely. Now drop only the shoulders down. Press your feet firmly, tighten your thighs, belly is in, lengthen spine, stretch your elbows, closing your eyes, moving awareness to the spine. See if you can bring your upper arm in line with your ears, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. Eyes remain closed. Visualize that you are breathing in from your lower tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. And when you are exhaling, crown of the head back towards your tailbone. It's just to bring awareness to the spine. Keep the belly slightly in. Use your chest to breathe in and out. So let's keep the eyes closed. Take 5 deep breaths in. Slowly. So let's go with count. Inhale with me. 3, 2, 1. Exhale 3. So our breath is short. So I'm going to make it 2. Inhale with me. 2, 1. Exhale 2, 1. Inhale. Let the belly and the chest expand. 2, 1. Exhale 2, 1. 3 more times. Inhale 2, 1. Exhale 2, 1. See if you can stretch your arms a little bit more. Press your palms. Will stay there for 3. Shoulder down. Only the shoulder down. 2 and 1. Slowly release. Did you feel the engagement of the thighs?
Yes.
Did you feel the stretch in the side of the body?
Definitely for the stretch.
Did you feel the tightness in the shoulder slightly?
Yes.
So this is called Tadasana, which can be done every day, provided we bring in the awareness to use our muscles. So we can still be chilling here, not doing anything. But when you're in Tadasana, imagine you're like a mountain. Your feet is pressing down firmly, belly is in, shoulders are down, and you're trying to bring your upper arm in line with your ears. Asaj, see if you can drop only the shoulder down. Don't crunch your shoulder and neck at all.
Okay.
Now work on only moving your hands back one step.
Like
Hands
this.
move it towards me.
Towards you.
Yes. Now try to stretch your elbows. Stretch your elbows. That's it. We'll stay there for 3. Chin up slightly. 2. Now imagine you're growing taller, sir. Press the feet firmly, engage your belly and lengthen spine. Nice. Take one more deep breath in and exhale slowly. Release. Okay. So this Tadasana, you can work with your breath. So you saw that her breath was shallow. So when I said inhale 3, 2, 1, our inhalation had already stopped. So if that's the condition with you also, see if you can slowly increase the pace. Lengthen the pace of your inhale and exhale. Now I'll ask Saj to sit down. So to give a background of her health condition, she's a diabetic for how many years?
I don't remember.
She doesn't remember. So diabetes runs in the family.
Yes, my mom had that.
Her mom had diabetes, so type 2 diabetes, which can be managed and reversed. Okay. Type 1 is a different type, so I'm not going there. And with diabetes, you have BP.
Yeah.
High BP. So she's under medication for diabetes and BP. So all the practices are going to be safe for her. She's already sweating. doing Tadasana, which I can feel it in her back. Okay. Right. So first asana to do is Tadasana. Every day we are trying to stretch your arms nicely, relax your shoulders. Entire body has to be engaged, and you're breathing in and out slowly. Second asana, Baddha Konasana. It's a very good practice for strengthening your pelvic floor. So join the soles of the feet together.
Like this, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Now hold on to your feet. Hold on to your feet from outside. Okay. So she's holding on to the feet. Now try to sit up straight, Saras. Keep lengthening your spine and relax your shoulders. When I say sit up straight, imagine you are moving your chest forward and lifting the rib cage. You saw the difference?
Yeah.
The spine has to be straight. Now can you feel the engagement in the belly, Saras?
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So keeping that spine straight. Inhale, take a breath in. And exhale, slowly start folding forward. Keeping the spine straight. So keep looking at the camera. Keep looking at the camera and go down. Spine straight, going down.
I can feel the pull in my thigh.
In your thigh, very good. So it opens the pelvic floor region, which is very important for women. Okay?
Okay, okay.
So avoid crunching the shoulder. Usually what happens in yoga is we always crunch the shoulder, which is an indication of you stressing out. So I want you to relax.
Okay.
Shoulders are down. You're lengthening from the middle back. Keep the shoulders down. Keep looking at the camera. Keep lengthening your spine. Work more on spinal extension here. Now, Saras, I want you to press the heels firmly. Stay there itself.
Yeah.
Press the heels firmly. Move the thighs down even more. Can you feel the engagement of the inner thighs now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep pressing the heels firmly. See if you can go down a little bit.
I can fold my elbow. My elbow.
Yeah. You can fold your elbow outside the shin.
Okay.
The elbows are outside.
Yeah.
She's pressing the heels firmly to get access of her inner thighs. Can you get the access of inner thighs? Can you feel the inner thighs?
Yeah, yes.
Now consciously move your thighs down. Lengthen spine when you're inhaling. Exhale, draw the belly in nicely and go down a little bit more. Now drop your head down, see if you can touch down. Just stay there, it's okay. Inhalation, stretch your spine. Not the shoulders, shoulders are relaxed. Exhalation, squeeze your belly in. See if the belly can go down a little bit more. Keep pressing your heels.
Slightly paining.
Where did it hurt?
No.
Where did it hurt?
Yes, in the thighs when I'm trying to go move down.
So that is because the quadriceps are tight. So with practice, you will be in a position to do it better. So we will do it together.
Okay.
My Baddha Konasana is bad because I haven't gone through pregnancy. Pregnancy can also lead to urinary incontinence. Okay. And if you are a person prone to UTI, frequent UTI, that's also prone to urinary incontinence. Okay. So the outer rotation of the hip is tight because I haven't given birth to any kids yet. So I have to put in more effort than Saras. You can see that her thighs are down. My knees are up here. Okay. And I've been practicing for the last 3 years. In spite of that, power has gone. Excuses for that. So now I'm going to press the heel firmly. Go with me, okay? Keep the hands relaxed. You're just holding on. Let the feet open like a book.
Yeah.
But you're pressing the heels firmly.
Okay.
Now inhale, lengthen. Move the breast forward, chest forward. Keep the chin lifted. Now hook the elbow outside your shin. Keep pressing the heels down. 5 deep breaths up. So let's close the eyes. Exhale out. Draw the belly in nicely. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can bring the belly down a little bit more without crunching your shoulders. Nice. We'll stay there for 3. Exhale, squeeze the belly. 2. You can come down a little bit more with your exhale. Nice. And 1, slowly come down.
It's paining slightly.
Till you feel the pain in the thighs, it's perfectly okay. It's working on your thigh muscle. But no pain should be felt in the knee.
No, there is no pain in the knee.
No pain in the knee. So no pain in the knee. If you are feeling the pain in the knee, you are trying to push too hard or probably rounding your back too much. So be mindful. Baddha Konasana is a very good practice to open the hip region. So when you are trying to open the hip region, when I told you to press the heels firmly, you saw that you were able to move the thighs down. I can show it like sitting now. I am not doing anything. I am not putting in any effort. Okay. Now pressing the heels, I am able to bring the thighs down. So you are engaging your inner thighs, and the heels give you the access to your inner thighs. Body is very beautiful. So it's just to open. Keep the hip joints little open. So next we will do certain practices to strengthen the pelvic floor muscle. So this also helps because you are engaging your thighs, you are engaging your inner thighs, you are trying to fold forward, you are drawing the belly in, your glutes are being stretched. You will feel the stretch in your buttocks side, it's stretching. So all of these are going to help you strengthen the pelvic floor muscle. Okay. So if you are not able to do this sitting down, All that you have to do is lie down in Baddha Konasana and just relax. We will anyway be doing that when we lie down. Next, a simple practice. Stretch both your legs out. So Saras is able to sit straight. She has a belly. Okay. So if you have a belly, separate the feet, your hip width apart, so that the belly is relaxed. Now inhale, stretch both your arms out. Okay. I want you to look at the camera and just listen to the instruction.
Okay.
Engage your thighs and roll the thighs in. Engage your thighs, tighten your thighs, roll the thighs in. No, only the thighs. You are trying to roll. Engage the thighs. So her engagement of muscle is weak now. So when I am asking her to tighten, she is trying. Loosen it. Tighten it. Now point the foot towards you. Can you feel the engagement of thighs now?
It's paining.
That's the hamstring. What she felt was the hamstring.
It is paining.
Yeah, in the hamstring,
Yeah.
right? So keep lengthening your spine, keep the legs strong. I just want you to stretch your spine. Keep pointing the toes towards you. Relax your shoulders. Palm facing each other. Breathe. 5. Todavanda. Chin up. Chin up. 4. Keep lengthening spine. Keep breathing, Saras. 3. Shoulder down. Only the chest up. 2. Point the toes little bit more towards you.
I can feel the pain. I can feel the pain.
Slowly release. So this has got nothing to do with the pelvic floor. That's what people will think. But no. When you're engaging the hamstrings, you're tightening your thighs. At the same time, the belly engagement also increases. Without that, you can't sit up straight. So the minute the belly engagement goes, you droop. So all that you have to do is third asana is Dandasana, seated Dandasana, where your toes are pointing towards you. Draw the belly in, stretch the spine, relax your shoulders, spread the fingers wide sides. Now spread your toes also. 3 breaths here. 3. Deep breath in and out.
I can feel the pain each time I draw my legs in.
Yeah. 2. Now draw the belly and lengthen spine. Nice. And 1. Release. This is all you need to do to stretch your hamstrings beyond an age. She's sweating already. She started sweating in Tadasana itself. So it's good to sweat also. And understand where your body is. Now her weight is clearly over 100. We haven't weighed her in the last 2 weeks. So might have come down a bit because she's been doing certain practices. But her weight is above 100. But she's still able to do certain things sitting down. Most of the women will be able to do this. Because by anatomy, women's pelvic region is open. We are more flexible than men anatomically. Men are more stronger. Their upper body strength is more than the women. Okay. Now let's do simple twist. Bring the right foot outside your left knee. Customer
okay.
Now if you're finding it difficult to bring the right foot outside, keep it inside itself. Okay. Now hold on to the nice and tight. Now slowly hold on to the knee, stretch the spine, point the left foot towards you, inhale that, exhale, just twist towards the right side. Keep extending your spine while inhaling. Keep moving the right knee close to the chest. Now see if you can hook the elbow outside the knee. Left elbow outside the right knee. See if it's accessible. If it's not accessible, it's perfectly okay. Just hug. Keep the right fingertips behind you. Down, on the floor.
On the floor. Yeah.
Fingers.
And then turn.
Turn, exactly. Now what I wanted to do, Saras, is keep this foot engaged. Stretched out like engaged. Keep the knee moving in. Yes. Now twist. Lengthen spine when you are inhaling. Lift the rib cage up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Roll the right shoulder out. I'm just going to help her a bit. Lean forward slightly. It's okay if the knee is going out. It's okay, but hold it tight. Legs are strong. 3.
Yeah.
See, she can deepen the twist. When she deepens her exhales. Now move the right knee in slowly, Saras, for me. 2. Nice. And 1 coming out. Okay. So what we are trying to do is, along with the pelvic region, we are trying to bring mobility in the spine, which is also important. Everything is connected. Body is like interconnected. So when somebody says that one particular asana is going to help you only with this, it's not the way. We have to work with the entire body to build the strength in the pelvic floor region. Okay? So you have to repeat it on the other side. So stretch both legs. First point the toes up. Bend the left knee. Press the foot down. Take a dip.
Like this.
So twist the other side now. I want the stretched out leg to be engaged. Yes. Now hold this hook to lengthen your spine. I was imagine somebody is lifting you from the diaphragm. Now slowly start twisting. Deepen your exhale. Both legs are strong. Left foot pressing down firmly. Every time you exhale, squeeze the belly in till you can. Don't take it too stressfully. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, you're drawing the belly in, twisting more. You stay there for 3. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, twist. 2. And 1. Slowly come down. Okay. So this is for spinal twist. We did the stretch, spinal stretch extension also. Folding forward with the pelvic region opening has happened. Now I'll request Saras to lie down.
Okay.
Lie down.
It's like
Any side, any side.
okay.
Take your clip off, just be comfortable. And lie down.
Flat.
Flat. Lie down flat. First stretch both the legs out. Keep the hands by the side of your body. Eyes closed. Just watch your spine. Relax, Saras. I want you to relax. Feet separated. Relax your toes. Relax your ankle. Let the feet flop naturally to the sides, just like Shavasana. Relax your thighs. Now just watch your breath. Your shoulders, fingers, everything is relaxing now. Entire attention is in your breath. The movement of your belly. Maybe you can feel it in the chest also when you're breathing in and out. But no external force, no extra force putting. Normal breath. Keep watching it. Slow and relaxed breathing. Just like, no? Imagine that you are sitting in a beach. Your breath is just like waves. So now stop talking to me. Start talking to your breath now. It's like the waves. Without any force, it's moving in and out. Slowly. Stay still. Complete relaxation of the body. You're staying still for next 30 seconds. There's nothing to do, nowhere else to go. Just keep watching your breath. And keep telling your breath to relax a bit more. Okay, now slowly opening your eyes. What did you feel when you were watching the breath?
I was relaxing.
You were relaxing, but the mind was running.
No, mine was not running.
Mind was not running? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I was watching you. So, take time to relax your body and breath every day. Okay, that helps in coping with stress. Easiest way to do is lie down, keep your eyes closed. If you can't close your eyes, don't force to keep your eyes closed. You can look up at one point. Keep staring at one point till the eyes closes naturally. The more you relax your body, the breath will calm down on its own. So if you rewind and then forward it again, you see that Sarasa's breath has actually calmed down than what it was before. Okay. Now we'll do bridge pose, which is a very important posture for strengthening the pelvic floor. Knees bent, feet on mat. You lie down, let the head be down it. I'll help you. Hands by the side of your body. Okay. Feet is separated, hip width apart.
Okay.
And before we do anything, just watch your lower back. Is it flat?
It is.
It is flat.
Yeah.
Middle back and the upper back, everything is flat. Now tuck the chin towards your chest and don't move the head. Head is going to be there, okay? Keep the eyes open itself. Before we move to the posture, there's something called Mula Bandha that they talk in yoga. So I'm not going to get into the spiritual meanings of Mula Bandha and all of that. It is a way to access your pelvic floor muscles. So there are several muscles in the pelvic floor. How to access them and control. So for you to understand that, next time when you go to bathroom, when you pee, when you're peeing, head down, just listen. When you're peeing, hold it for a second when you're peeing. Feel those muscles, which are helping you hold.
Okay.
And then release it. But don't do this too often. It is not recommended to hold your pee and then release when you're actually urinating. But for you to understand, what are my pelvic floor muscles? You have to, while you are peeing next time, hold it for a second, bring your entire awareness to the muscles that are helping you hold the pee and mentally make a note of it and release. Easiest way to do is now also you can try. You're pressing the feet firmly.
Yeah.
Lower back is flat.
Yeah.
Palms are pressing down.
Yeah.
Bring the head flat onto the mat. You're looking up, eyes are open. Now just visualize or do the action of holding your pee.
Okay.
But keep breathing. Keep breathing. You're still holding your pee. You're breathing. Have you tightened your buttocks by any chance? Relax your buttocks. Try and relax. You'll feel little throbbing happening when you relax your buttocks, but you're still trying to hold your pee. Keep breathing. Okay, keep breathing. Keep your face relaxed. Now take a deep breath in. Hold the pee, but relax your bum and your belly. We'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale and release the pee. We'll do it once more. Now press the feet nice and firm. Pressing the feet nice and firm. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in. Hold it. Be calm, be calm. Just you're holding the pee. Use those muscles. You're using those muscles. And just keep relaxing your buttocks for 3. Tummy relaxed. 2. And 1. Exhale slowly. We'll do it once more, okay? Legs are strong. Inhale, take a breath in. Hold the breath in. Hold your pee. Use those muscles. Relax your tummy and your buttock. Stay there for 3, 2, 1 and release. So the more you practice this can be done anytime during the day and do it preferably after clearing your bladder. You would have felt slight throbbing happening or not able to hold those muscles tight.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so especially if you have urinary incontinence, then it is difficult to access those muscles, but it is doable. When Saras is able to feel it already, then anybody can feel it. Okay. Only thing to keep in mind is initially you will tighten your buttocks and the belly also to hold the pee. When I said hold the pee, your tummy also tighten, buttocks also tighten. But try to relax your buttocks, relax your abdomen, and just try to hold the pee without using your buttock muscles and the belly. So this is the exercise before bridge pose. And that's nothing but Mula Bandha. What you felt was trying to hold your Mula Bandha.
Okay.
Which kind of strengthens your pelvic floor muscle. Okay. Again, to get the understanding of the muscles, do the practice of when you're peeing, just hold it, close your eyes, bring your entire awareness to what are those muscles that's helping me hold my pee while relaxing your buttocks and belly. Let go of the pee, but don't repeat it more than 1 or 2 times. It's not good. It might aggravate the condition if you're doing it while peeing. So I am suggesting this only so that you understand what those muscles are. Okay. Now we'll do bridge pose. So bring the hands by the sides of your body. Press the feet firmly. Keep the buttocks relaxed. Tummy slightly in. Start lifting your hip up till you can touch. Slow, slow. Press the feet firmly. Toes press it firmly. I want you to work on only lifting the thighs up. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing for 5. Now do the same thing of holding the pee in. But you're breathing normally. 4. Keep breathing. You're trying to, you will feel tingling sensation all over. 3. I know. 2. And 1. Slowly release. Okay. So bridge pose you can repeat it 3 to 4 times. If you're comfortable, you can do it 5 times also. But in bridge pose, don't hold your breath. You're breathing normally. We'll repeat it once more. Okay. So legs have to be strong. The separated feet width apart. So sorry, your hip width apart. So this is as wide your hips are. Nice and wide hips. Okay. Press the feet. Now slowly lift your thighs up. Engage your legs more, sirs. So engagement of leg is more important here. Now keep breathing normally. Hold the pee in. Use those muscles. Keep relaxing your buttocks and the belly. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You stay there for 5. You will feel little odd. It's okay. Keep holding the pee, but you are breathing. 4, 3. Now tighten your buttocks for few seconds. Tighten your buttocks. Lift up a little bit more. 3. Thighs up. 2. Nice. And 1. Slow.
It's mainly the thighs.
So for that is an indication that her quadriceps are tight. I am not going to cover that in this. Okay. So what all did we see? We saw Tadasana, which is in general good for the entire body stretch. Okay. It also helps in getting access to all of your muscles in the body. Your thigh, your calf muscle, your arms, your belly, chest, neck. When it is done properly, like how we did in the beginning. Baddha Konasana. Folding forward with the spine straight and then you can relax your head. Seated Dandasana. You are just engaging your legs, you are pressing the hips and stretching your arms out. Then before bridge pose, we tried accessing our pelvic floor muscles or trying to hold the Mula Bandha. I don't like calling it Mula Bandha because it doesn't make sense to too many people, right? But if I say pelvic floor muscle, it's understandable.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is keep the feet down itself. You are trying to hold the P. As you're holding the P in, you're trying to relax your buttocks and abdomen.
Yeah.
That you do it with breath retention. She has BP but she's under medication, so she can hold the breath for longer time also without any discomfort. But if you have high BP and if you're not, lifestyle is still not under control, hold your breath only till you can. Don't hold it till you start suffocating. Okay, never do that. So while holding the breath, try to hold the P in, start relaxing your belly and the abdomen. That's going to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. Do that 2 to 3 times, keeping the hip down. Then do bridge pose. Then lying down, Supta Baddha Konasana. So join the soles of the feet together.
Oh, like
butterfly.
this, like this.
Butterfly.
Okay.
And keep it slightly away from you. Now you see that one side is lifted more. Okay. Can you adjust the feet for me? Yes. Now start relaxing your thighs. This is your left side. Relax. Relax. You saw the body was holding tension. So the thighs are, you have to relax your thighs here.
Okay.
You don't have space. Push forward a bit, sir, if you can. Sorry. Best exercise is to sit up and stand 10 times in a day. Now join the soles of the feet together. Keep the hands away from you. Just stretch it over your head. Be mindful. Down itself. Just relax. So your hands are, your elbows are bent. Hands are stretched over your head.
Okay.
Close your eyes. I'm going to just help her join the heels. Let go of the feet. So your feet is opening like a book. Thighs are relaxed. There might be mild arch in the lower back, which is okay. Not to worry about. Now in Baddha Konasana, close your eyes. Move your complete awareness to the same pelvic floor muscles that you felt. Wherever you felt the tingling sensation, twitching sensation, don't say no. Just listen to the instructions and relax. You're not going to talk to me. You're going to talk to your pelvic floor muscles now. Okay? Keep the hands relaxed, eyes closed. If you go back to the video for the people who are watching, earlier her eyes were twitching when she was trying to close her eyes. Now she is more comfortable. Keep the chin tucked in slightly towards your chest, neck is long. Now here also take a deep breath in. Fill your chest up also. Hold the breath in. Hold the P in, use those muscles, relax your belly, relax your buttocks, stay there for 3. Keep tightening, holding the P in even more, 2, and 1, exhale. Okay, we'll do it once more. Eyes closed, here only to the instructions are. First relax your entire body. I'm going to start from your heels, relax your heels, calf muscles, relax your feet, toes, thighs, belly. Forget that we are recording the video, okay? Forget it. No movement in the body at all. Stillness in the body. Now exhale out fully. Take your time. Inhale, take a long, slow breath in. Fill the belly chest. Hold the breath in. Now hold your P. Slowly start relaxing your buttocks and the belly. We are holding it tighter for 3, 2, relax your forehead, 1, exhale slowly.
I can feel the tightness in my thigh.
Keep the legs stretched out. If that's the case, but it helps stretching the thighs and the hip also. And when you're in Baddha Konasana, accessing those pelvic floor muscles is easy. You can do that without being in Baddha Konasana, and you can repeat with the knees bent, feet on mat. We'll just do it one last step.
Okay.
Bend both knees. Join the soles of the feet. Move the heels slightly away. It's okay. Now are you feeling comfortable? Better?
Yeah, better.
Better, right? Keep the hands by the sides. By the sides. Keep it by the sides. Eyes closed. Chin. Bring it down towards your chest. Eyes are softly closed. Now exhale out fully. Take your time. Exhale fully. Inhale. Take a slow breath in. Hold the breath in. There's no strain. You're just holding it. Hold your P in. Use those muscles. Tummy is relaxed. You're trying to relax your buttocks. Holding it. 3. Hold the P tighter, not the breath. Breath is just there. Still. 2. 1, exhale slowly. Let's do it one last time. Inhale, deep breath in, eyes closed, stillness in the body. Hold your feet, tighten those muscles, keep focusing on those muscles alone. Relax your belly, relax your buttocks, holding it 3, 2,
There's a pull here somewhere.
and 1, slowly release. So one more thing is, Saras's uterus has been removed. Okay? So there are too many complications that are there in the body. But what's keeping her going is her attitude more than the asanas. Okay? So her attitude of taking life lightly, smiling all the time, though there are problems, we keep laughing and chilling out with each other. So there has to be a change brought in the lifestyle also along with these exercises. So this is more than enough for you to tighten your pelvic floor muscles. Even if you do bridge pose, while doing bridge pose, try to hold your pain and try your best to relax your buttocks. You will start getting the hang of what those pelvic floor muscles are. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like, hey, I'm not able to hold without tightening the buttocks. But those are the muscles that we are trying to access. Okay. Last posture, which is the most important one and which is the most difficult asana, Shavasana.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm
Because
going to sleep now.
we'll see. Okay. Separate the feet nicely. Separate your hands till you're comfortable. So you make yourself comfortable. Keep the hands by the side itself. So keep it relaxed. Keep your feet relaxed. The spine has to be straight. Okay. Tuck the chin slightly towards your chest. And move the shoulders slightly away from your ears first. So just imagine you're bringing the shoulder blades slightly closer. Shoulders are away from your ears. Now eyes closed. Keeping the eyes closed. You're just moving your awareness to your feet. You're just watching it. No movements in the body at all. Stillness in the body. You're just moving the awareness to the feet. Soles of your feet. Ankles. Calf muscles. Knees, thighs, back of your thighs, buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back, both your arms, wrist, palms are very relaxed. So let the fingers curl in naturally. So no tightness in the hand at all. Let go of your hands. Moving awareness to the back of your head, crown of your head, forehead muscles, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eye, left eye, nose, tip of your nose, nostrils, right nostril, left nostril, both your lips, chin, shoulders, chest, diaphragm, stomach. Now moving awareness to your pelvic region. Complete stillness in the body. Eyes remain closed till I request you to open your eyes. Move awareness to your pelvic floor and keep talking to those muscles that you tried engaging without disturbing your body. You're just trying to keep your awareness there. Absolute stillness in the body. Complete awareness with your pelvic floor region, those muscles. And as you're watching those muscles, visualize you're breathing in and out through those muscles. So every part of your pelvic region is relaxing with your breath. Now we'll add a mental chant also. As you're inhaling, mentally chant Om. Exhaling, mentally chant Om. Keep watching your pelvic floor. Breathing in and out through your pelvic region. You're just visualizing. Mentally chanting Om and Om for inhales and exhales. Shavasana for the next 1 minute. Every breath is only helping you relax. Thoughts will come in and go, but keep bringing your awareness back to your pelvic region. You're breathing in and out through that part without any strain. No worries, no tensions, just being there. It's okay to fall asleep.
I'm sweating.
Let there be silence for the next 30 more seconds. Just be silent for 30 seconds. Be still. Slowly come. Just open your eyes first. Acknowledge your body stillness and the calmness. Join your feet together. Bend both knees. We keep the body relaxed. Roll towards any one side. Roll towards any one side and come up to seated. Okay. Come up to seated slowly. So these are the few exercises that will help you. These are also termed as Kegel Kudo. It's very similar to this.
Kegel exercise.
Kegel exercises are very similar to this. The only thing that takes time is to understand what those pelvic floor muscles are. So don't get into details about learning about each muscle. That's not required at all. Like I said, you're holding the P and you're holding the breath in and you're trying to relax your buttocks. You will feel the throbbing in your pelvic region. So those are the muscles that we're trying to build strength. So it's okay if you feel shivering happening there,
sometimes,
tingling happening there. All of those are good signs that your awareness is going. Then you're trying to keep those muscles pulled in, which is going to strengthen those muscles. Okay. One more thing which you would have noticed that stillness was being difficult. Shavasana was being difficult for her. With age, we have to accept that with age, there are times that anxiety goes up without us knowing. As with age, boredom sets in, then we feel like having company to talk to. At times we don't have anybody to talk to if you're living alone. But yeah, she's not living alone. She has too many people around her. But she talks a lot. So constant chattering, talking also keeps the mind restless. So Saras was I was complaining of her waking me up early in the morning just because she would wake up at 3 o'clock and she would have slept at only 1. So she was not able to sleep. So she will tell you, we made a simple change yesterday. And the change was seen instantly where she slept you slept at 9 o'clock yesterday?
Yeah.
And I woke her up for a change at 6 in the morning, asking for coffee. Okay. Tit for tat, revenge happened today. So just tell what change we did yesterday. What all you changed yesterday?
I didn't eat, I didn't sleep in the afternoon. That was the main thing. Though I was feeling very drowsy after a nice lunch, but Rati wouldn't let me sleep. So by the time it was 7 and 8, I started dancing. I just wanted to lie down. And by 9, I don't know what happened after that. I just slept.
And what was the other thing? The phone. The phone contact was lesser. Talking on phone, chatting, the constant looking at the screen. That consciously yesterday, because we were busy doing decorations for Navaratri and all of that, so we were away from phone without us knowing. So I didn't have to tell her again, don't go close to phone too often, don't go close to phone too often, because I also do that. So have a timeline set. This is for every age group. Have a time like, okay, these 2 hours I am going to stay with my phone, talking to my friends, interacting, calling, chatting, do whatever you want. After that, keep the phone away and move your focus to working. She enjoys cooking. So I keep sending her to grocery stores. I keep sending her to the kitchen where she is occupied doing something. So have some routine which does not involve gadgets. That was one more change that happened yesterday. And for the past 2 weeks, she has completely cut down on sugar. And she has, what do you feel about cutting down on sugar?
No, I feel nice.
From initial days, how did you feel? You felt bad?
I did feel bad. I was craving for the sugar. But then as and when, you don't have sugar in your house. You don't buy sugar at all. You only have Nati Chakrai. So that I started putting 2 spoons and then 1 spoon and now half spoon. And now I just pinch a pinch of salt or ramari. I just take a pinch of that brown sugar, and it's okay.
Jaggery. So if she's talking about either rather than sugar, have jaggery. So if you don't like, she is having without sugar itself these days. So there is no excessive sugar that she is taking, and the quantity of food has reduced because she is eating with me.
No. Another thing is, she told me when in the night when I want to use the washroom. Don't control it. Immediate 5 minutes before itself, you plan and you go to the bathroom and come back. So that has helped me a lot, because this dribbling and all that which I was had some time back. Now that dribbling is at least is not there. So I am happy.
So when she came home, which was when I shifted to this new house, which was about 2 weeks back,
Yeah.
3rd of October, and she has been with me on and off throughout. She has been with me only. Initially, I told her, like, the incontinence was higher, which I could smell. So whenever you pee, because of diabetes also, the stickiness of the pee and the smell of the pee changes. So the body, these are all indications that the body is giving that, hey, you have to change your lifestyle, nothing else. Nothing else needs to be done. She, like a good girl, listened to all the advices. And I told her, if you want to pee, go immediately, just take your time, go and pee. It's okay even if it's dribbling on the way, initial days. But don't control, because I know that psychologically we feel very embarrassed when we step out.
Correct.
Right? Because we have this condition, we feel like, what will you do if you are in public places? So in that case, always use a pad if you want to. There are the short ones,
Panty
liners you can use. There is no harm in using adult diapers when you are stepping out. There's nothing embarrassing about that. Each body is different. With age, many things happen, but we can reverse these things. So she is seeing a change in 2 weeks. Where her incontinence has, I think dramatically come down.
Yeah.
Because I don't smell. I can't smell pee right now. Otherwise I can smell wherever she would have sat down. I could smell that urine smell, and she'll also, like, for her the smelling power has gone. Or psychologically probably she is not smelling it at all, because she has to move on, right? So the brain keeps us going. So do not feel embarrassed about having this condition. That's the first thing to keep in mind. Second, food habits, change it. Reduce the quantity of food that you take in. Have in equal intervals. If you feel like you're hungry, do that. One more change, snacking was cut down fully.
Yeah.
There were no snacks for 2 weeks at all. No sugar, no snack. We're eating only home cooked food. Nothing was bought from outside. And we are having a gala time, making fun videos which we have shared in YouTube in another channel of ours. So make certain lifestyle changes also along with these asanas, and urinary incontinence can be managed. I'm not saying it can be completely cured. It can be. I've seen changes. My mother had it before. Now she's out of it because her eating habits are good. She's always active. The only thing that she works on is to keep herself calm. The more calmer we are, everything gets alright. If you go back to any disease, the root cause will be anxiety, stress. Whatever problems you have inside the body, you go back to trace back, the root cause is always anxiety or stress, mainly stress. So we can live in denial. If that's helping, live in denial, no harm at all. But if you have the awareness that, hey, these things are stressing me out, then try to change your lifestyle to cut off all these stressing out factors. Could be people, could be food, what we are eating, could be anything. Like for example, I'm in a new house and I have to go to the bathroom too often. Just tell them honestly that this is my condition and I have to go, otherwise it's going to increase your incontinence. So when you're stepping out, if you know that you're not able to control certain things, if you're too anxious, it will come out. If you're laughing, it will come out. A few drops.
If you sneeze, it will come out.
Sneeze, it will come out. So now I'm seeing that has reduced a lot in Saras already, just in 2 weeks. Okay. So if she is going to continue the same lifestyle, it's going to come down even more. Sleeping pattern, reduce contact with gadgets. Talking is fine, even I love talking. But talking too much is not fine. So, so reduce the amount of talking also. And do Shavasana at least. If not any other asana, do Shavasana where you are completely relaxing your body and have a mental chant. Because having a mental chant kind of helps you channelize. So what do I do? Because you can't not have thoughts in the head. It will always run. So if you start controlling your thoughts, then we are getting into deep well. From well, instead of coming up, we are going down. So for us to come out of the well, We have to say that, hey, let the thoughts be there. I am going to focus on my chant. It could be Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Could be Om. Could be anything. Hanuman, any chant.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Yeah.
Jai Hanuman. Could be any chant. Keep that chant in mind. Keep breathing comfortably in Shavasana, and your awareness with the pelvic region, if that's where your focus is on. If you have any other issue, then you can move your awareness to that part of the body to relax that part even more. So today we'll stop because too much of information has gone out. So remember, bring in certain lifestyle changes, especially eating habits. Have physical exercise. Even doing this every day, you will see that your thighs will open up, your belly will start reducing, because lifting up in bridge also was difficult, right?
These days children cannot sit down. Impossible.
So if you are able to sit down, even with the help of hand, if you can get up, sit down, get up. If you can do that for 10 times, no? That's more than enough. If you can't do anything seated, please reach out to us. We'll make one more video with the chair. Sorry, today I didn't use the chair because most of the things are accessible. No? And if Saras, with her body weight, if she's able to do all of these asanas, I'm sure others can also do. Just be mindful about your breath, which has to be calm. So don't make it too shallow. If you're starting to pant, like she said, I'm sweating already, and I could see from her face that she was struggling. Leave it. You don't have to put in more effort. Slowly, you will gradually can increase the number of counts. The breath retention you can increase slowly. And don't hold breath if you have very high BP. You can do the same practice of holding the pelvic floor muscles in by breathing normally, which we did, keeping the knees bent, feet on mat. Like when the knees are bent, you get access to your pelvic floor muscles. So you can sit like this also. I'm holding my pee in. I'm trying to relax my bum. Holding the Mula Bandha. I'm breathing normally. This can also be done whenever you feel like. If you can hold it for say 5-10 seconds, whenever you feel like. Hope this brings in some change and some hope that things are manageable. Stay happy, stay healthy, eat well, keep laughing, keep smiling. We'll see you all in the next video. And thank you, Saras, for being the guinea pig and trying out. It was a very impromptu thing that we have done. Hope this helps all of you. Take care. Bye.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.